Hello, hello, hello. I sound like Mrs. Doubtfire, don't I? Hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. My sound man is at work, so I'm wearing the other mic. So I'm hoping that the sound is okay. Let me get to comments and let me see who is here. Good afternoon, you guys. Hello. Oh my gosh. Being late is a sign of laziness. Oh Lord, you are not my people. Hello. Girl, bye. Y'all already know me. Y'all welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Being late is a solopreneur who's working hard to make stuff work. And if you don't like it here, you don't have to be here. You can be somewhere else. Hey Kimberly. Hey Connie. How are you? How are you? Um, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey Vicky, how are you doing this afternoon? Hey Colleen or Mike. I'm sure it's Colleen though. How are you doing? Hey Carrie. Somebody said being late is a sign of laziness. Hmm, ain't that about a blip? Hello, hello. Right? How are you guys doing? Hey Tammy. Hey Sarah. Hey Ann. I know you guys are probably been looking at my nose all day because I have to look through my glasses down here to be able to read. Girl, you know what, Vicky? Thank you. But I'm going to tell you something. By the time you get to be 55, you don't have enough energy to be nobody else but who you are. Um, so, oh Lord, I don't wipe my glass with something that's not clean. Now they're going to be dirty the whole time. But I am so grateful for you guys for joining me. Thank you so much. I should have brought another device. It's fine. It's fine. It will be all fine. I am so excited to share today's or to share the new designs with you guys. I hope you guys love them. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the designs before I show them to you guys. Um, Debbie, right? I'm going to show you guys a little bit before I share the designs. So, um, I wanted to create designs that you guys could use like over and over and over again, right? So I wanted really useful designs that you guys would find a lot of uses for. There's one design, which is my favorite design that I created that I'm hoping will challenge you guys a little bit. But I'm also hoping that you guys will be super excited about the challenge because the potential is just so much fun. Um, Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys too. Hey, Carmen, how are you? Um, and so really useful designs. And then there's one design that's actually inspired like mostly by you guys. So I get requests. There's one specific request I've gotten over and over again. So I finally, you know, took heed and made a design based on that request. And I hope you guys love it. And um, I don't know. And we'll see. And girl, y'all look, I have projects. I'm a mess, but we are gonna have fun. So, I don't know, get a drink, get a hot beverage, a hot toddy, and you guys like hopefully you have a space where you're comfortable because I am gonna be here. Oh man, I didn't get water. Can y'all do me a oh no, he won't be home for another hour. It'll be okay. I will figure it out. If I ruin a brush, I'll just wash it in alcohol. It'll be okay. Um, I am, Dorothy. I'm in the shed. I'm in the shed for the new release. So we did the event in the warehouse the other night, Sunday night, for a couple of reasons. We knew the grandbabies were going to be there, and to have them cooped up in this small space just was not going to work. At least they were able to like run around, which I'm sure you guys heard them in the warehouse. So I'm back in my comfortable space. I have all my stuff here, so we can make whatever. I have prepped one, two, three, four projects. I thought there was five. I've prepped four projects for us to do together today with the designs. And I wanted to do that so you guys can get a really good sense of the scale of the items that are in the designs. I forgot my tape measure though. But I do have a ruler. Well, you guys, it's one of those things for you to be able to do like raggedy edges, but there is a ruler on one side. So I have my ruler here, so I will be able to answer questions about like the size of things. Um, and then we will go from there. So, should I start with my favorite? No, I'll save my favorite for last. I'll save my favorites for last. I have two. Okay, anyways, I have multiple favorites. There are only 7 designs, and I only did 7 designs for a couple of reasons. My retailers. You guys, carrying products is not an easy task. And when you have to make an investment on like a ton at one time, it can be kind of hard. So 7 really solid designs to me will give my retailers more value than, like a plethora of designs. And so we are going to be doing smaller launches moving forward, except for Christmas, because you guys know that's like a whole nother thing. So Christmas will be early this year, but not this early. Let me put you on the big screen. I know, I want to hang out with you guys today. We're gonna create, we're gonna have fun. So let me go ahead, because somebody is like, Roy, stop talking and get started. I hear you talking about me, just so you know. We're going to go ahead. We're going to get started right now. And I'm going to save these 2 for last. So I'll do the one, and you guys don't pay attention to my papers because I've already abused them, right? We're happy to wait while you get a tape measure. Would you guys wait while I run and get a tape measure? Do I even know where a tape measure is? I meant to grab it. I went to the warehouse this morning. And I meant to grab, because I have a little one, and I meant to grab it, and I did not. But it's okay. I have my ruler. And so I can still answer you guys' questions as far as the sizes. To go get water. Oh. I know, you guys. So when we did our farewell on Sunday, it just means we won't be doing the consistent every Sunday night lives. You guys will still see me. I'll pop up every now and again. And then I am working on a couple of collaborations. You guys will see those videos. You guys will see me over on YouTube. So I'll still be here. I'm not going anywhere. We just won't have that consistent schedule anymore. That's all. Vicky, you're like me. David comes home for lunch and he's often confused because I'll have like the TV on and I'll be like watching an art tutorial at the same time. And he's like, what are you doing? Anyway. You know what, Alyssa? I know, girl. I have a little bitty one, but somehow it got out of my purse. I don't know how. So our first design, you guys, that I want you guys to see is called a Botanical masterboard. And for a long time, you guys have been asking me for sunflowers. And so I made sure to include a lot of sunflowers and daisies on this design. And so I'll show you guys this one first. I know you guys love the masterboards. This one is kind of in between a masterboard and a project block. I tried to make it so that if you're working on something that was larger than the block, that it would still, it would still look good. And so this one is the first one. This one's the Botanical masterboard, and it feels super springy, but I do think that this one will also carry really well into summer. So your summer projects. And then you guys will notice that I have some wood slats here. There are some wood slats here on the bottom. We have a really grungy, like, oh my gosh, it's a beautiful texture here, like a sack. And then we have some more slats over here. And actually, these two go together. So the way the paper is set up is that it is a repeat. So if you have a project that you wanted to just use the whole sheet, you can. You may have to trim it, but you can use it because I'm calling them an imperfect repeat because my manufacturer cannot guarantee me like a perfect trim. So there's a little bit more over here than you need to match it to this side, but you can trim it and you can match it. And same thing on the bottom. You guys will notice on the bottom of these, you see something different coming in, and it's because it's this top. So this bottom right here, this green, matches perfectly with this right here. But you'll just have to trim the bottom a little bit to get it to match. So you have a repeat on both sides and the top and bottom of this design. And I hope you guys really enjoy this one because we have a lot of daisies and flowers. And I even got what do you call these things that you blow? I know what they are. I love them. But I was excited to be able to get one of these on here too. And so I hope you guys, yes, Kimberly, perfectly imperfect. Love this. And so I've prepped today. The project for this paper is for us to do a book together. So we'll do a book together. Now, none of my projects are like layered or super complicated today because I'm hoping to get through all of them. Like I have 4. That's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4. I keep thinking oh, 5. I got 5 projects prepped, y'all. Dandelion, thank y'all. Y'all know I was driving along and I hit a pothole. That's what I say in my memory when that happens. Yes, wishes. So we're gonna do this book together with this paper. The next design is one that I think is going to be able to be used in so many different ways. And when I was making this, I couldn't make up my mind, so I did a split decision. And you guys will see what I mean. So this one is Burlap Roses, and it's super girly, light and pretty. And it's so hard sometimes to show you guys the nuance of the designs, but you guys can see there's like a burlap pattern. So it's like if this were like a flour sack with flowers on it. It was my inspiration. You know, like my grandmother used to take the old flour sacks and they would make garments out of them. And so that was my inspiration for this. So I really wanted to have that visual texture as if you could see like the burlap. So this one is the rose burlap, and it's the same pattern, it's just different scales. So this one is a smaller scale, and then this one is scaled larger. And I wanted something that was going to be really useful in a lot of different ways. So if you're a furniture painter, for instance, you could buy 2 sheets, and this would be large enough to be put on a door of a sideboard. I'm going to say a sideboard because that's what my grandmother called them, but I don't think that's what they're actually called. But y'all know what I mean, right? And it could also be used with home decor, right? Because it's really, and we're actually going to use the larger side today. And then you have the smaller scale, which would be really pretty on drawer fronts, on home decor, or your art journals, right? You could add this in there really easily. So this one I think is really pretty. And I wanted my roses to not be, I tinkered with the color because I wanted them to be like a sherbet orange almost, you know, a pink with a lot of orange in it. And I just feel like this paper feels really fresh. And so we are going to do a really easy project with this one today. And where is my, oh. And we're going to decoupage a heart today. And so you guys, I already painted everything white today so that we could get through everything. And y'all don't want to see me paint something white anyway. So I've prepped for that. Part of the reason why I was late was I was trying to get all my prep done. So I prepped for that. So we'll work on this one. And I debated on whether or not I was going to do the smaller print or the larger. But when I came to my decision, I think the larger is going to be gorgeous. So we're going to do that. And then I do have, you guys know how sometimes when I have too much resin in my cup, I'll like pour and make molds. So I pulled this out. And I think this would be really pretty on the bottom of the rose, and we can paint this one gold. I mean, on the bottom of the heart, and we'll paint this one gold. So I guess we have a little bit of layering today, but not like a ton. So that is that one. So I hope you guys will stick around for the projects because they're going to be fun. Okay. And then let's do the next one. You guys, this one I pulled together kind of last minute. I don't know if you guys remember that toolbox that I made where the toolbox was already like this beautiful teal color, and I just transferred like these really beautiful pink roses on it. The West Coast Contessa, hey. And I was really inspired by that piece. It was so pretty. Like sometimes when I think something's going to be a good idea, I really don't know until it's done, you guys. And so when that piece was done, yeah, Patricia, I know, right? And so they're really beautiful, like really pretty designs. I have something coming and I'm already designing for the next release. And the next release too, that's kind of inspired by that, but it'll be a little different. Anyways, I digress. So this design was inspired by that toolbox, and I hope you guys enjoy this because This one is called Patina Roses. And if you look really close, you can see that the background, it's not just pretty. You can see that there's distress, and there's texture on the background, and there's distress over the roses. And this one is a pattern as well. And so this one is a repeat as well. So if you have a larger project that you're trying to, is that Gabrielle? Hello, Gabrielle. If you have a project, what was I gonna say? Lord have mercy. I tried to scale this to be useful, whether you're doing a larger project or a smaller project. So these roses are, let's see how big they are. This big rose is like, why can't I? Oh, I'm using it backwards. This big rose is like 3 inches. So this one is pretty chunky, right? And you also have this little piece that's put together that's also pretty big. However, if you're working on something smaller, there are also a lot of smaller elements that you could integrate that would make perfect sense. And so this one has a lot of visual texture. Again, I did mess with the color a little bit to add a little bit of orange to the pink, so it wasn't just pink. I think the kind of orangey pink looks really pretty on the teal, right? And this one is a repeat, so you can use it. You can repeat this pattern, and I think this one will be really pretty on tons of projects. And I'm excited to see what you guys do with this one. And I've already prepped, como se dice, a clipboard for this paper. Just to kind of show the versatility. And this is like a legal size clipboard. It's not a regular size. But I like those. And I think I might, you guys can give me ideas. So I used the legal size clipboard, and I was thinking there'd be room on the bottom to put something. What should we put on the bottom of that clipboard? Like I was thinking, if I had something where I could make like a little caddy where I could stick pencils in there, or I don't know, maybe I don't know what to do. You guys help me figure out. Maybe put little hooks on there and then I could hang stuff on there. I don't know. Something useful. So when I'm hanging my clipboard, you know, my pens or whatever can be with the clipboard. I'd be more likely to keep up with things that way. You guys know me. I'm a hot mess. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, Rachel, you're fine, girl. I'm gonna be here for a while. So you'll get to see everything again. I'll go through all the designs. There's only 7. There's only 7 designs, so it'll be fairly quick. We'll go through them again, and then we'll start making stuff. The next design I have is one that I have been wanting to do for a while. You guys know I love texture, right? But sometimes when you're working on projects, building texture, it takes time. I'm not always patient, right? Because when you're building those beautiful layered finishes, it takes multiple layers and you have to let them dry in between. And I am not always, Sheila says hooks, yes, right? I'm not always patient. So I wanted to create something that was visually textured that I could use on my projects that would be absolutely gorgeous and give me the same feels as doing the physical texture. So this one is the teal texture is what I'm calling this one. And there's so much yummy texture in this piece. I don't know if you guys can see. I always feel like sometimes when we're online, you don't see everything. And so, and even in this piece, I thought about how you guys would use this. So if you're working on something larger, then you have this texture down here that is larger, right? But if you're working on something smaller, there are still places in the design where the texture is scaled smaller. So it would make sense to use it there. And so my comments are already like scrolling weirdly. If there is somebody, can you guys do me a favor? Can you guys message David for me and tell him if he comes home for lunch, I need him to bring me his tablet, okay? I'm being terrible, but I need help because I'm using a software to do my lives, and usually after like an hour and a half, it'll start scrolling through the comments and it's doing it already. And so I don't see all the comments and I don't like that. So you guys message David for me. Okay. So this one and it's a beautiful, this color is so, it looks more blue on mine. That's weird. In my monitor, it looks more blue, but it really is this beautiful teal. And then you guys know that I have to like do something. So in here, there are like, you like see the topography right there in white. So there are some like subtle design elements in here. There's even a pattern that's right here that I don't know if you guys can see up close, if you guys can see it in there. So there are a lot of subtle things in here, but really the texture is the star of this paper. And I'm super excited to use this. And you guys remember that when you're decoupaging, you can seal your paper and let it dry completely. And then you can go over it with transfer. So something like this would be really pretty as a backdrop to use. Yes, Alyssa, yummy, yummy texture. Y'all know how I like texture. I love it. I love it. And so I'm super excited about that one. This next design, you guys, I have been wanting to do this design for a really long time. And I wasn't sure how you guys would like respond to the design. So this one is a little bit of a passion project for me. And I really do hope you guys love it. I will say that when I sat down to do this design, my intention was to do something really simple that you guys could then take and like zhuzh it up a lot. But what had happened was when I sat down, I got really into the design. And so I ended up adding a lot more elements than I originally anticipated. But I think you guys are going to love it. I think you guys are going to love it. A lot of us are doing a lot of smaller crafts, a lot of junk journaling and art journaling. And I think this paper is going to be so much fun to integrate into that practice. So this is the photography masterboard is what I'm calling this one. And so we have a lot of antique photographs and a lot of kind of junk journal and art journal elements that are integrated into these photographs. Why is this dog with the pipe my favorite? And so this one, if you're doing, and I'm going to show you guys, I've already started doing some work in one of my art journals, and I show you guys one of the ways that I use this paper. But you can cut your photographs out if you want. If you don't want all my extra madness, you can just cut out the photographs. But we have a couple of children. We have a little boy here, and we have a little girl over here. We have, you know, a lot of beautiful women on here, and Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so I had to do a couple, and they're in front of a chapel. How romantic, right? And then I have this one, I think is one of my favorites because she has, I put on butterfly wings on her. And so I even have some old, like, you know, I just know how to check out the library. So I have some ephemeral elements in here. So these are 2 library cards. We have some paint swatches are pretty much next to most of the designs. And the swatches kind of match the colors that are in that specific design, right? So there's some swatches here, and you'll pick up all those colors and, sorry you guys, and what's going on here. And then of course we have labels, and we have just beautiful patterns. I don't know. You might think this is too busy, but it is fun. And I scored this old cabinet card, and I thought she was absolutely stunning. So I put a crown on her head, and I don't know. I just had a lot of fun making this design, and I hope that you guys have as much fun creating with it as I had making it. Yes. Message sent to David. Thank you. And now the last 2 that we're going to do. So the next design I have hesitated about doing because it is super simple. But lately, working in my art journals and even on my mixed media art and my junk journals, I found myself longing for oh, I'm glad you guys like, and I know the photograph masterboard is not going to be for like a lot of people, but I think for the people who do like it, you guys would really like it. This next one is really simple, but it's not. Like it's black and white. I found myself longing for like just plain ephemera that I can add to. So whether I'm going to stain the paper or I'm going to layer something over the top. And so this next design is something that I think you guys will get a ton of use out of. Like I see you guys ordering several sheets of this because you can use it in so many different ways. And so this one is called Topography Love, and it is full of all kinds of scripts and topography and music notes, and I even have some architectural sketches in there, and I keep forgetting what these are called. You guys help me out. I know what it is. My brain is just like not recalling it right now. But this one is, and everything, well, this one's not scaled to size. Obviously, our eye charts are bigger than that, but all of the topography is scaled to size, right? Thank you, Simply Joy. I appreciate that. So you can use it like in your art journals, in your junk journal, in your mixed media. And because it's the tissue, you have the benefit of having it be lightweight and virtually disappear in your projects. And if you want this to be warm, then you could either tea dye it or you can glaze it on your projects, right? So I have already done several projects using this paper. Like I feel like I need to have a good stash of this paper in my stash because I'm going to use it in so many different ways. And you have a lot of different like personalities on this sheet, right? So we have this one that's typed, right? And then we have like a really tight script here that's more uniform. And then we have this script that has more personality. And then we have this one, which I still can't think of the name of what it is. But you guys know what I mean. Like if you're buying, you know, bookkeeping. I have so many of these. I should have the name of them. A ledger. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Help a sister out. Yes. And you have a ledger over here. You know what I'm saying? And this one isn't a ledger. I think this is a different ledger down here. And of course, the script is a little smaller and it's a different scale. And then we have music over here. And here we just have like some randomness, but it's a good randomness. And so I see you guys really this becoming a staple. And I guess that was my goal for this one. Because I know that you guys are really minding your pennies with your craft buys right now. I wanted to create a collection of like staple pieces that you could use over and over again, right? And of course, we work really hard to ensure that Roycycled decoupage paper stays priced at a place that's accessible. And so that's super important to us. And so I'm excited. Oh, and this one is also a repeat as well. You guys will notice that you see a little peak right here and you see a little peak of the music sheet. It's because it's repeating. And you can see the edge of the ledger here. So this is also a repeat. So if you have a surface that's larger than the paper, then you can simply buy. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get a drink. Yeah, I know I'm still battling whatever this yuckiness I've had. This is week 4 now. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm sorry if you guys hear me swallowing, but I brought my coffee. You guys, this is my breakfast. Coffee with some protein powder in it. I know, it's not the best breakfast, but it's where we are. It's where we are. The last design, you guys, a ledger. Thank you. I know, y'all. I don't know why my mind does that. Is one that I am honestly the most excited about. And I think that I'm the most excited because I feel like I have an idea of what can be done with it. But I know that once it gets out in you guys' hands, that you guys are going to do like super cool stuff with it. And I cannot wait to see what you do with it. And so I'll be doing multiple tutorials with this because I know it's something that we don't normally do. But I think there's a lot of potential. And so this is my favorite one. They're all my favorite, but this is my favorite. This one is called Paintable Floral. And these are absolutely gorgeous, just like this, right? Without painting them or doing anything. I think they're beautiful. The detail is absolutely just beautiful, 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 beautiful. And again, we have the larger blooms and we have the smaller ones. You know, this one in the middle is kind of medium size. You could absolutely use this on furniture, but I'll show you guys some smaller projects that I've made already using this paper. But for those of you who are either in my membership or who've taken my crafting in color course, you guys have heard me talk about value and value shapes, and how the values in anything is how you're able to communicate form, or how you're able to give things depth, right? Because we see the highlights and those are kind of, you know, coming out at us, and anything that's really dark is receding back. And that's how, you know, these artists who did not have the option of using color, they use value to be able to communicate form. I mean, this flower looks three-dimensional even though it has no color. And the reason is because all the value sets are already here. So all we have to do is go over the top with like a really transparent layer of color, and we can still see through it to see all those value sets. So it's super easy to create something absolutely stunning using this paper. And so I've been painting, and I posted in my retailers group. They've seen some of my projects already. And we'll be doing a lot of painting of these flowers together, just because I want to get you guys like past the fear of trying it, because I know once you try it, you're going to love it. And I will say that the characteristics of this is not unique to this paper, right? We see this in our IOD stamps. We see this in our IOD inlays, but I think that sometimes we